Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube live show, How to Keep Your Heart Healthy. During this session, I'm going to share with you the secret of preventing heart disease because very significant in our life because major cause of death in our country is nothing but heart attack. For instance, data suggests that out of 120 lakh death in India over the last year, 45 lakh deaths are related to heart attack. Can you imagine that? Almost 40% of total death in our country is related to heart attack. To put into perspective, 18,000 individuals in India die every day from heart attack. Whereas HIV kills only 1 lakh Indians per year, but heart attack kills 40 lakh. Even recent coronavirus hardly killed anyone in our country. Though it is a major cause of death in our country, we are not worried about heart attack, but we are worried about tuberculosis, we are worried about corona. We take precaution to prevent corona infection, but none of us are worried regarding the consequence of heart attack, which is the major cause of death in our country. Fortunately, heart attack is the disease which we can prevent 100% by changing lifestyle modification. There are good examples across the world. For instance, in United States, back in 1970, around 550 years ago, 800 people in 1 lakh population died from heart attack. 800 death in 1 lakh population in 1970. But by 2010, do you know one fact? The death rate came to 300 in 1 lakh population. It's surprising how it was possible. Had been they attained by multi-speciality hospital? No. Americans reduced the incidence of heart attack and stroke by education program. There was massive education program for public. The American government educated the public to choose right food habit, to reduce the smoking. They have increased the tax on tobacco, reduce the intake of salt, increase the consumption of fruits and vegetables. Result was over 70% reduction of heart attack and stroke, which implies that even our country, which is the capital of heart attack and stroke today, there is a paradox called as Indian paradox. What do you mean by Indian paradox? India is a country where highest number of vegetarian populations are found. Highest number of vegetarian population. Non-vegetarians are hardly few in our country. Second, the total cholesterol of Indians are lowest compared with the other world population, rest of the country. The total cholesterol and bad cholesterol below 200. For European population, the bad cholesterol is above 150 and total cholesterol is above 250. Second advantage of Indians, we have low number of bad cholesterol compared with the other population. Third one, the body mass index of Indians are one of the lowest in the world. You know, Africans, they are very obese. Despite of having these three benefits, low number of non-vegetarian population, the total cholesterol, bad cholesterol is very low. The third advantage, we are not obese, we are very slim people. Despite of all this advantage, India is termed as capital of diabetes and heart attack. Always I will use a word. India is the capital of PhD holders. Highest number of PhD holders are found in our country. What do you mean by PhD? P, pressure, H, heart disease, D, diabetes. When 100 people die around the world from heart attack, 50 is in our country. It's embarrassing for our population, isn't it? 50% of total heart attacks are happening in our country, in India. Addition to that, we are capital of diabetes. So I'm going to explain the mysteries behind Indian paradox. Why do we have more diabetes? Why do we have more heart attack? And let me start with a video which will illustrate What is the mechanism behind heart attack and stroke? This is the video explaining what is the heart attack,
In
the
healthy
mechanism
coronary
behind.
arteries, the blood flows without obstruction.
This is a normal blood flow. You can spot the blood is flowing very smoothly through the blood vessels.
In diseased coronary arteries, a fatty substance.
So you can spot it, the small accumulation of fatty streaks, which is a very long process. This fat accumulation get initiated at very younger age, as young as 1 or 2 years. Even recent studies suggest that even when we are in the womb of mother, there are likelihood of accumulation of fat. So dear friends, it is not a one-day process. It is very gradually and very steadily deposit inside our arterial wall over a longer period of time. But we get the best outcome when we cross mostly 40 or 50-year-old.
Called plaque forms in the artery walls, and as the disease advances, may bulge out into the path of the onrushing blood, blocking the oxygen.
You can spot the gradual and steady progression of the blocks.
Oxygen and nutrients the heart desperately needs, and from time to time, causing symptoms like chest pain into the artery itself,
You can
but
spot
remains
it,
hidden in the artery
the
wall.
gradual progression.
One of the scariest things about coronary artery disease is that it can remain silent for so long. You can have plaque buildup in the coronary that isn't causing you any problem, doesn't cause you any symptoms, doesn't even cause a positive stress test, but suddenly.
So this is exactly what is heart attack. It is not the block inside the vessel kill you, the rupture. One fine day, abruptly, the block get rupture.
Ruptures. It ruptures, it causes a blood clot to form, the rest of the coronary artery, the rest of the pipe suddenly gets blocked, and a heart attack occurs.
And dear friends, this is the mechanism behind heart attack and stroke. The rupture and subsequently the content inside the block, which is the fatty material, get released to the bloodstream and which initiate a sudden clotting of the blood flow. And suddenly blood flow is stopped to the heart, leading to heart attack. So the first and foremost, I would like to tell you, the clot is the cause of heart attack. It is not the fat inside the block. The fat get ruptured and the fat dissolved to the bloodstream, and that leads to a clot formation and sudden cessation of the flow to the heart. And this mechanism and this process, the rupture of the block, kill 40 lakh Indian every year. If this rupture happened in heart, that is called as heart attack. If the same rupture happened in our brain, it is called as stroke or brain attack. But the root cause is same, the rupture of the block and sudden formation of the blood clot, a sudden cessation of the blood flow to the brain and heart. Now, let me explain you what are the conventional treatment options today. We do know that either bypass or inserting the stent. It's known that they cannot address the root cause. No matter whatever treatment you undertake, whether it is medication or bypass or inserting the stent, the fat accumulated inside the blood vessel, this is the fatty streaks, can be trimmed or removed, no matter whatever attempt you do or no matter whichever doctor you consult. That is a reality. So let me explain what is stenting, which is a very common process today. Stenting is, you can just notice, first a balloon is inserted and balloon inflate the plaques to both sides, either sides. It can compress the blocks to the both sides. And through this thread, a stent is inserted. Next process, insertion of the stent, and stent is inflated and balloon and catheter is withdrawn from the side. So the fat accumulated are compressed to both sides. But please note down here, despite inserting the stent, the fat could not be removed from the side. Just they are compressed to both the sides. That's what I told you. Even stenting cannot remove 1% of your block or fat accumulated inside your heart. In bypass surgery, if the plaque is very bigger, the stent cannot be inserted through the plaque or block. So there is one more option called as bypass surgery. A small piece of the blood vessel is removed from the leg, and they makes a suture here, and they makes a bypass to the block. So the blood start flowing through the bypass surgery. The blood start flowing through the artery, which is sutured through the bypass surgery. Even after bypass, this block remains same. Just made a bypass rod from this point to this point. That's all. But block cannot be removed, even touched by bypass surgery aspect. That's what all cardiac patient, despite after taking bypass surgery and after undergoing stenting, angioplasty, they have to be on medication for lifelong. Every end of every month, they have to be on the office of cardiologist. Despite taking aspirin and all antiplatelet, anti-clotting medications, that indicates that even surgery or medicine or stenting cannot remove the fat accumulated in your heart. So then what is the solution? What is the natural remedy? A good diet is the remedy. A good remedy. A good diet is the best solution. By using the power of diet, we could help thousands of patients to get 100% remission of their block in the heart. They're living very peaceful and calmful lives today. So let me explain you how to prevent heart disease or heart attack, sudden cardiac death. For that, you need to understand what type of blocks are dangerous. They cause sudden death. Let's look into a study from American Heart Association. How big are coronary atherosclerotic plaques that rupture? Which is a question asked by scientists from the American Heart Association. Astonishingly, they stated that the block size above 75% contribute to 20% of heart attack death, whereas block size less than 50% account most of the heart attack death. What it means, the small blocks less than 50% cause 60 to 70% of heart attack death, whereas bigger block above 75% contribute to 20% of cardiac death, heart attack death. What is the reason behind this contradictory statement? You must be astonished now. Scientists are saying that bigger blocks are safer, smaller blocks are more dangerous. So if you understand this mechanism, if you understand this concept, definitely you are going to win the battle against heart attack and stroke, for which no treatments are available today in modern world. So this is the exact answer. Let me show you two blocks in our heart. Please note down. It seems to be bigger one. The first one appear very small. Small block and bigger block. But you should note down an important point here. Can you spot an orange cap, a thick fibrous cap? It's called as the external covering of the block. A fibrous cap, which seems like very bigger, thicker, more thicker. But here the block is, the fat is less, but the outer covering is very thin. This is a thin cap. This is the thicker fibrous cap. Now it's well known that it is not this big block cause the issues. The small block is the real concern because the cap is very thin, so it can rupture at any point of time. They are very vulnerable. They are called as vulnerable blocks. They are called as stable blocks. You can study about stable block and vulnerable block. Even the block size is 90%. Need not worry if the cap is very thick. This is the exact area a naturopathy can save your life. Medication, surgery cannot increase the thickness of this cap, but a good diet, lifestyle modification is the only one solution. Numerous studies have shown that in very short time, as short as 1 month, your block became very stable by adopting a healthy lifestyle. And these blocks are very dangerous. They are like pimples. They can rupture any point of time. Have you seen many people, including our president, former president Abdul Kalam, he was delivering a talk. Suddenly he collapsed and died within no time. Probably he would have undergone almost all type of investigation because he's in such a high position. Could not detect. We have seen numerous movie actors, politicians, suddenly collapsing and died without any symptoms. The first symptom is the death. That's what in 40% of heart attack death, the first symptom is death. Just get the pain, collapse and die. No, and if the block is very bigger, we are really lucky. The bigger block can be sensed by our body because when you have bigger block, the blood flow will be impaired. That leads to mild chest pain. We will go to doctor. We likely to visit a doctor. But in small blocks, there is no symptoms like chest pain. Suddenly rupture, and this rupture and subsequent clot formation abruptly stop the blood flow, leading to heart attack. So this clot is the real culprit, not this block. Please note down the thin, small block with the thin cap is very dangerous, whereas bigger block with the thicker wall is more stable. Need not worry. That's what scientists are saying. The block above 75% cause 20% heart attack death, whereas block 50 less than 50% cause most of the heart attack. Study from the American Heart Association. Let me show you one more study. Lipid rich and soft plaques are more dangerous than collagen rich and hard plaques. Again, study from American Heart Association. They suggest that lipid rich and soft plaques are more dangerous than collagen rich and hard plaques. This is the answer. So this is the collagen rich, hard, strong plaques. The size does not matter here. The strength is the important factor. The final outcome is determined by the strength of the external cap. This cap is thicker like this one. You don't get any issue. The fibrous cap is thin. This fibrous cap is very thick. Now the major take home message is that if you just follow a raw diet for 1 month or fasting for 1 month, intermittent fasting, completely avoiding salt and fried foods, even grains has to be restricted, juice and raw diet plus nuts, and I have a fantastic dietary approach. In just 1 month, you can strengthen your plaque, which is most unlikely to rupture. Just 1 month is sufficient. It does not take too much of time. And always I say to my friend circle, we cannot, a naturopathy doctor cannot handle obesity cases because the patients are reluctant to follow a diet for a longer time. I've seen hundreds of obesity patients keep getting admitted to our hospital. And if after 6 months, if you do an investigation, you can find out that the people who got administered, they're mostly to gain more weight than at the time of discharge. Obesity is a failed treatment, but the easiest disease to handle is nothing but strengthening your block. Just 1 month is sufficient to strengthen your block, the size of the block. So this is the unstable block. unstable block like volcano. They can rupture at any point. The size is small, but they are very vulnerable. And this is a stable block like a mountain, strong granite stones. They're resistant to rupture. So this rupture is the culprit here. So the main aim is not to insert the stent, transforming the softer plaques, the vulnerable plaque, into hard plaques like a granite stone, like a Himalayan mountain. That is a task for which medications are not helpful, surgery is not helpful, stenting cannot help you to increase the strength of your plaque. Only one solution, following a good diet for 1 month. So let me tell you, what is the underlying cause? What is the root cause of heart attack? Approximately last 19th century, heart attacks were never known to the world population, even European or Asians or African. They never known about heart attack deaths. From the 1960s onwards, we have seen proliferation of the cardiac specialty hospitals and cardiac surgeries. The number of heart attack deaths increased by over 50-fold since 1960s. But before 1950, there had been heart attack deaths, but incidence rate was very lower compared with the modern time. So what is the major factor which contributed to sudden surge of the heart attack and stroke death? And let me tell you, I'm the scientist called as Ancel Keys. And this fraud, I will call this guy as the biggest fraud in the history of mankind, killed millions of population because he brought a concept suggesting that heart attack and stroke deaths are related to cholesterol and fat consumption. Fat and cholesterol cause heart attack, which is propagated by this biggest fraud ever mankind witnessed. His name was Ancel Keys. He carried out a study in 1950 because I forgot the name of American president in 1955. The American president suffered a massive cardiac arrest. Soon after that, the news agencies publicized this news in a very big manner. And American so there was the outcome of the study, and he suggested that the fat and cholesterol cause heart attack. And he recommended to American Senate to promote a concept based on cholesterol and heart attack theory. And I will tell you, the most foolish theory ever man invented is not flat earth theory. Rather, it is fat cholesterol heart attack theory, the most foolish theory ever man invented. So after his study published, suggesting that cholesterol and heart attack is the major cause of the death, most of the health agencies across the world, including American Heart Association, Asian Heart Associations, European Heart Associations, World Health Organization, adopted his studies and recommended to public to stop consuming cholesterol and fat from 1960s. And this low fat recommendation coincided with the increased prevalence of obesity and heart attack. We do know that after 60, 70, 80, people became more obese, more diabetic patients started emerging. The obesity became a disease. In fact, heart attack deaths were almost 25-fold increase, including stroke death. There had been proliferation of medical hospitals, specialty hospitals, multi-specialty hospitals, special cardiac centers, cardiothoracic centers. Even the number of pharmacies started outnumbering grocery shops. Despite of all these facilities, emergence of these all facilities, that heart attack, death, and obesity and diabetes could not be curbed. In fact, they are on the rise today. So I will tell you, it is not our gene cause the heart attack or diabetes. It is the food in our plate cause the heart attack and strokes. And particularly a food low in fat, low in cholesterol is the main cause of heart attack death today, what we are witnessing. So let's quickly have a look on a study published in Lancet. Lancet is the Supreme Court of research activities. The best studies usually appear in Lancet, which is a research magazine. And the title of the study published in Lancet was nothing but Total Cholesterol and Risk of Mortality in the Oldest Told. In people older than 85 years, high total cholesterol concentrations are associated with the longevity owing to lower mortality from cancer and infection. But they found the people with the 85-year average, more cholesterol, but lower death rate. The mortality is nothing but translated to death rate. They found that the older population with the more cholesterol were likely to live longer. The mortality rate, and mainly from cancer and infection. So when you have more cholesterol, you have better and strong immunity. When you have more cholesterol, your immunity fight with the cancer and infection. So you are less likely to have this infection and cancer. And one more study published in New York Academy of Science, December 2016, assessing the observed relationship between low cholesterol and violence-related mortality. Implication for suicide risk. Accumulating evidence suggests that naturally low or clinically reduced cholesterol is associated with the increased non-illness mortality, principally suicide and accidents. What they suggested. When you have low cholesterol level in your bloodstream, you are more prone to have accident, more prone to have suicide because of depression. Do you know one fact? Our brain is made up of fat and cholesterol. When you reduce your cholesterol by medication or tablet, which will have impact on your memory, because brain is primarily consists of two major nutrients, fat and cholesterol. Very important to have a stronger IQ to prevent the depression. That's what people with the more cholesterol are less likely to develop depression. And you see, that's what they have suggested. The less suicide, less road accident, because you have a better concentration to drive your cars for long distance, your vehicles for long distance. So it is most foolish concept to prevent the heart attack, lowering the cholesterol. We have a proverb in Kerala, Eliye Pidikan Illan Chuduga. To get rid of a small rat inside a house, setting the fire to entire house. That is exactly true for heart attack. To reduce the risk of heart attack death, which is the underlying cause is like blood pressure, diabetes, and smoking is the major cause of heart attack and stroke. So to lower the cholesterol by medication to prevent heart attack is most foolish concept and idea. And one more study published in British Medical Journal, Open Heart. Evidence from randomized control trials does not support current dietary fat guidelines. A systematic review and meta-analysis. A study very recently published in BMJ, British Medical Journal. Evidence from randomized controlled trial does not support current dietary fat guidelines. A systematic review and meta-analysis. They found that Evidence indicates that dietary modification may reduce serum cholesterol to a marginally greater extent in intervention groups compared with the. However, this reduction serum cholesterol does not appear to translate into an improved survival from all-cause or coronary heart disease. That's what they were suggesting. They're saying that despite reducing the cholesterol, they never found that the people or individuals are living longer. So these are the recent studies are emerging now. Most of the scientists today does not pay any attention towards cholesterol. So what caused the heart attack epidemic in our country? I will tell you real culprit. The number one culprit is refined oils. For example, as I pointed out earlier, Indians are known to have lowest blood cholesterol, the plasma blood cholesterol, the total cholesterol, lowest in the world, but we have more heart attack death. Similarly, likewise, the refined oils, once ingested, can reduce the cholesterol. Definitely, I'm 100% agree with that fact. Refined oils like sunflower, cottonseed, soybean oils definitely lower the bad cholesterol, but they increase the risk of heart attack. That's what happened. 1950, the total cholesterol of Indians were 220. Today, by choosing refined oils, our cholesterol, total cholesterol, reduced to 190. 50 years ago, we had cholesterol 220. Today, we have cholesterol 190. 50 years ago, no one had heart attack. Today, with 40% of Indians are suffering from the heart attack. Because when we start choosing the refined oils instead of butter, coconut oil, our cholesterol reduced, but there is something called as inflammation. Good cholesterol also got reduced. That is a major dark side of refined oil consumption. It is not your bad cholesterol cause the heart attack and stroke, the block in your artery. The low number of good cholesterol is the major culprit. Now it is well known, well established fact that rather than having high number of bad cholesterol, having low number of good cholesterol is the main cause for heart attack and stroke. That's what, when you consume saturated fat like butter, ghee and coconut, though your total cholesterol goes up, there will be 25 to 30% surge in good cholesterol. Hike in good cholesterol, HDL, high density lipoprotein, HDL, LDL. So what happens when you consume refined oil, that reduce your LDL, bad cholesterol. Also, it reduces your good cholesterol, HDL. When you consume saturated fat like butter and coconut oil, that increase your LDL as well it increase your HDL cholesterol. So one main factor behind the recent epidemic of heart attack and stroke is consumption of refined oils. All refined oils are rich source of an inflammatory fatty acid called as omega-6 fatty acid. Even studies says that it can cause obesity as well. So there are different types of fatty acids. Let's have a quick look on the structure of fatty acids: saturated fat, unsaturated fatty acids. Saturated fatty acids are mainly found in coconut and ghee, the main source, dairy fat, ghee, butter, cheese, and coconut, the incredible source of saturated fat. Unsaturated fatty acid falls into two categories: monounsaturated fatty acid and polyunsaturated fatty acids. Polyunsaturated fatty acids further divided into omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. So from the past 50 years or 60 years, health experts were advising to stay away from saturated fat. That's what people across the world stop consuming butter, cheese, and coconut oil. And the traditional fats like butter, cheese, and coconut oil replaced by omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acid like sunflower, cottonseed, soya bean. This is a major dietary transition took place over the past 100 years or 50 years. People start choosing more of omega-6 fatty acids like refined oil and reduced the consumption of saturated fat like coconut and butter. During the same period, When our ancestors were consuming lots of coconut and butter, no one had any issue. But when we start consuming refined oil from the past 50 years, since 1960s, our cholesterol got reduced, but at the same time, the disease related to heart and brain almost multiplied tenfold. And monounsaturated fatty acids are found in eggs, nuts, avocado, olive oil. This is also good fat. Increase your HDL, good cholesterol, reduce your bad cholesterol. This is very dangerous fat because reduce your bad cholesterol and also reduce your good cholesterol. Saturated fat, very good. Increase your bad cholesterol, also increase your good cholesterol. Now, all recent studies says that saturated fats are best fat to protect your heart from various type of ailments. There is one more omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acid called as omega-3. It's an amazing, incredible fat. I will always call omega-3 as God's own fat because human brain is made up of omega-3 fatty acid. Additionally, that is the most incredible fat to protect your heart from development of block and other types of ailments. Cardiovascular disease reduction by raising HDL cholesterol. British Journal of Pharmacology, they are saying that increasing the HDL cholesterol is the best, good cholesterol. HDL is nothing but good cholesterol is the best way to prevent heart disease rather than lowering bad cholesterol. For example, when you increase 1% ratio of your HDL cholesterol, just 1%, reduce 3% risk of heart attack death. Just 1% can reduce 3% risk of heart attack death. So what is a good way to increase HDL? Nothing but enjoying butter and coconut oil. Saturated fatty acids are the incredible, the amazing way to boost your HDL cholesterol. Let me show you the fatty acid consumption in different continents and different geographical regions and prevalence of heart attack and stroke death. The Central Asian countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan, where they are known to have highest number of heart-related mortality, like 1 lakh population, 550 deaths from stroke and heart attack, just 1 lakh population. Whereas Southeast Asian countries, Thailand, Myanmar, Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, the heart-related mortality, death rate is 200 in 1 lakh population. In Philippines and Indonesia, the staple fat is coconut oil, saturated fat. But in Kazakhstan and Central Asian countries like Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, the staple fat is sunflower oil and soybean oil. See, then let me compare the death rate. This region, saturated fat, coconut oil. This region, sunflower oil and soybean oil. Death rate is 550 death in 1 lakh population. But where coconut oil is consumed, death rate is just 200 in 1 lakh population. This clearly illustrates that the refined oils are the #1 cause behind the epidemic of heart attack related issues in our population today. Next, one more. Let me tell you one more amazing foodstuff for our heart is eggs. Journal of Metabolism. Whole egg consumption improve lipoprotein profile and insulin sensitivity to greater extent than yolk-free egg substitute in individuals with metabolic syndrome. They're saying that diabetes 2, different type of metabolic syndrome, nothing but a type of fatty acid called as triglycerides. They are not bad LDL or HDL, triglycerides. So elevated triglycerides are one of the known risk factors for heart attack death. Whole egg consumption, it is not the white. People always tends to consume white portion of the eggs. They're saying that not white portion protected heart, but whole egg with the yellow portion. Journal of Lipids. Egg consumption modulate HDL lipid composition and increase cholesterol accepting capacity of serum in metabolic syndrome. They're saying that total whole egg can significantly increase the HDL cholesterol. As I told you, when you increase 1% of your HDL cholesterol, just 1%, which can reduce 3% of heart attack death, just 1% increase, reduce 3% risk related to heart attack death. So eggs are amazing, incredible way to boost your HDL cholesterol in your body. My breakfast consists of 6 to 8 eggs every day and nuts, a fat rich. I don't take any carbs for my breakfast. And one more important aspect I would like to discuss with you here, one paradox called as Indian paradox. The carbohydrate consumptions of Indians, like we derive as high as 85% energy from carbohydrate, fat account 10% of total energy, protein 5% of total energy. The cholesterol of Indians are less than 200. HDL also very low for Indian population. Diet pattern consists of 85, 10 and 5. The heart attack death is 400 death in 1 lakh population. Diabetes, 16% of Indians are documented to have diabetes, established to have diabetes, 16% of Indian population. The heart attack death is 400 death in 1 lakh population. Our diet consists of 85% carbohydrate, fat is 10% and protein just 5% of total calorie. Cholesterol is very less than 200. Okay, I'm going to compare with the French population. The French population, carb is 40, fat is 40 and protein is 20. Fat is more, carb is less. The cholesterol is about 250. For Indian population, cholesterol is less than 200. For France, it is about 250, but death from heart attack and stroke is 150 in 1 lakh population. In India, it is 400. That's what it is called as Indian paradox. For France population, more cholesterol, less heart attack death. For Indian population, less cholesterol and more heart attack death. So here, less heart attack with the more cholesterol. This is called as French cholesterol because their diet is less in carbohydrate. Indian diet is mainly made up of the major chunk of our energy derived from carbohydrate, like mountains of rice, bundles of chapati, which is the typical pattern without good adequate amount of fat and protein. So this, and you see the diabetes prevalence in French population is 4%, heart attack death is 150. In India, diabetes patients are more, cardiac patients are almost. We are capital of diabetes and heart disease. It is not because of our bad genes. Always we have a tendency to accuse our genes. No, they are not inherited by our bad genes. We inherit diabetes and heart attacks from our plates, not from our genes. For instance, the main culprit is the plates rich in carbohydrate, 85%, without fat and protein. Just one, we can observe a intriguing phenomena. There is a strong inverse relation is found between fat consumption and heart attack death. The countries where more fat is enjoyed, heart attack death is relatively lower. Yeah, then let me explain you cardioprotective foods. The number one cardioprotective food is omega-3 fatty acids. For example, the treatment of aspirin resistance patients with omega-3 fatty acids, they found that some people, like some cardiac patients, the patients with the block, they were on aspirin, a medicine called as aspirin. Aspirin is a blood thinner, but few of them developed allergy towards aspirin. So what was the second option? Nothing but administrating huge quantity of omega-3 fatty acids. That's what the study title goes like, this treatment of aspirin resistance patient with omega-3 fatty acid versus aspirin dosage. So omega-3 can literally make your blood very thin. Study published in American Journal of Cardiology. Association of omega-3 fatty acids with stability of atherosclerotic plaques, a randomized control trial. As I pointed out earlier, it is not the bigger block cause the problem. Thin block with vulnerable plaques thin fibrous cap. So studies published in Lancet suggest that omega-3 can incorporate into block. It can enter to the block and transform the block into a stable form, a stable block, therefore preventing sudden death from heart attack and stroke. One more study, prevention of sudden cardiac death by dietary pure omega-3 fatty acids in dogs. There had been numerous studies, over 25,000 studies have published on the incredible healing benefit of omega-3 on preventing heart disease, sudden cardiac death. So next, there are different type of antioxidants, fruits, which has the potential to lower the risk of sudden heart attack and stroke-related deaths. Pomegranate juice consumption for 3 years by patients with carotid artery stenosis reduces common carotid intima media thickness, blood pressure, and LDL oxidation. The pomegranate juice was given to patients with a block, like 10 patients were supplemented with the pomegranate juice for 1 year, and 5 of them continued for up to 3 years. Blood samples were collected before treatment and during PJ, pomegranate juice consumption. The control group that did not consume pomegranate, there is a 2 group. One group of cardiac patient with a block consumed pomegranate juice. Second group, no, they were not asked to consume pomegranate juice. So group with the pomegranate juice, group without pomegranate juice. So group which did not consume the pomegranate juice, the block size increased by 9%, whereas pomegranate juice consumption resulted in a significant reduction by up to 30%. So the group with the pomegranate juice were managed to reduce their block size by 30% in just 1 year. Can you just take a cup of pomegranate juice? That's what I told you. Diet is the only solution. It is not inserting the stenting or by, like gulping down hundreds of tablets. It's not a final solution. Next, one study from American Heart Association. The study published in American Circulation is the journal from American Heart Association. Resveratrol, a polyphenolic phytoleucin present in red wine, enhances expression and activity of endothelial nitric oxide synthase. Resveratrol and red wines are great food to reduce the risk of heart attack. Beetroot juice increase nitric oxide metabolites in both men and women regardless of body mass. Beetroot juice, one more, my favorite drink, because it can boost the production of a type of gas in our bloodstream called as nitric oxide. Nitric oxides are essential to regulate the contraction and dilation of the blood vessels. Most of the cardiac patient over a long period of time, they gradually lose the ability to dilate and contract their blood vessels, which also can significantly contribute to the progression of block. So beetroot juice is amazing foodstuffs. So one more natural foodstuffs, antioxidant called as lycopene, American Heart Journal. Inverse association with carotid antimedia thickness and antioxidant lycopene atherosclerosis. Lycopene is predominantly found in red colored foods like guava, red colored guava, tomato, and watermelon. And during the course of therapy, I recommend supplement, concentrated lycopene supplements as well. Even I'm taking every day 40 mg of lycopene since past 4 years because I have very strong family history for diabetes and heart disease. That's what I'm taking from 4 years, which helped me significantly to control my symptoms. Next one, nuts as a replacement for carbohydrate in the diabetic diet. All types of nuts are best heart-friendly snacks. Best snacks for your hearts are nuts, including groundnut, almond, cashew. Numerous epidemiological studies suggest that more nuts, less heart disease. Because the major benefit of nuts that can boost your number of good cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, high density lipoprotein particle, thereby helping your heart to prevent from sudden death. Journal of American Medical Association, nut consumption and decreased risk of sudden cardiac death in the Physicians Health Study, which is a study conducted for American doctors. 1 lakh American doctors were enrolled into this study, and they tracked their food habits for 10 years. What is the doctors are consuming every day? End of the study, after 10 years, they found that those physicians who enjoyed maximum nuts were less likely to heart attack. They had lowest prevalence of heart disease. So more nuts in doctors, less heart attack there. That's what the title, nut consumption and decreased risk of sudden cardiac death in the Physicians Health Study, which was very authentic study published by Journal of American Medical Association. And you see one more study, lower your cholesterol, eat peanuts. Peanut consumption improve HDL cholesterol level in experimental diabetes patients. So one more, as I pointed out earlier, as I told you initially, the low number of good cholesterol is #1 risk factor for premature heart disease. By enjoying peanuts as much as you want, you can boost your good cholesterol. Sand bushman, this is a type of tribal population inhabiting the deserts region of Africa, Sahara deserts. We all know that deserts have food scarcity, lack of water, lack of resources. The conventional grains cannot usually found on this region. And this for this population, they had only access to one type of food, which was nothing but a type of nuts called as mongo ongo nuts, widely grown on this region. So their breakfast, lunch, and dinner consist of same mongo ongo nuts, which is naturally rich in fat. 80% energy of these nuts derived from fat. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner was predominantly rich in fat. And you know one fact, the average weight of females, of sand bushman females, adult women, weight less than 40 kg without any signs and symptom of diabetes, belly fat, and heart attack, without any symptoms of modern disorders. The men, average weight of men is 45 to 50 kg without eating 3 times fat-rich mongo ongo nuts. And Caribou Inuits, one more population inhabiting the very harsh climate, the region for Arctic regions. Even they don't have access to conventional foods like chocolate, biscuit, fruits, or nothing has been consumed. They ate only fat from this sea, which was a purely carnivorous diet. Even after observing the strength of their heart, the health of their heart, numerous studies have conducted. This population have one of the healthiest heart in the world today, eating only fat. The role of tree nuts and peanuts in the prevention of coronary heart disease. And cholesterol, coconut, and diet on pollination atolls, a natural experiment, the Puka Puka and Tokelau Island studies. And there is the island located very close to Australia called as Puka Puka and Tokelau. They're adjacent to Australia. And you know, the most of the islands, naturally, the salt, the content of soil is very high. Therefore, the grains, usual grains, cannot be grown on this terrain. Their food, staple food of, there is, one can find out abundance of coconut trees in the islands usually. So the staple food of this population, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, was nothing but coconut. 63% of their total energy in one island came from coconut. 63% of total calorie. Like in a 2000 calorie diet, as high as 1250 calorie was derived from coconut. So eating a coconut rich diet, after eating a coconut rich diet, the studies concluded that vascular disease is uncommon in both population. What is that? Vascular disease, heart attack, and stroke death, which kill 40% of Indians today, was uncommon. They could not find out for a single individual eating 3 times fat-rich coconut. Again, the studies highlight that fat is the best medicine to protect your heart. Healthy fat, natural fat, God-made fat. The staple fat in coastal Karnataka. So I'm located in coastal Karnataka. I hail from Kerala. You know, this coastal Karnataka, again, if you travel across the Karnataka, I have been here from past 20 years, you can have a observation, an interesting observation that coastal Karnataka, the population is very slim. As you go towards North Karnataka and South Karnataka, you can find out it's the people with the more obesity, overweight, more prevalence of heart disease. What is how this region people are more slimmer? The coastal Karnataka, the staple fat is coconut saturated fat, and they look more slimmer. That's what many studies conducted on coconut oil and ghee suggest that best fat to protect our heart is coconut and ghee. Fat from coconut and ghee, both are saturated fat. The main benefit is that the coconut can increase HDL cholesterol. The coconut oil. One study, 3 types of fat was given to study group: coconut oil, butter, and olive oil. Result: after 4 weeks of consumption, they found that butter group, there was slight increase in bad cholesterol, also 5% increase in good cholesterol. Olive oil group, bad cholesterol reduced by 5%, but there is no change in good cholesterol. But coconut group, you see no change in LDL, but 15% of good cholesterol got increased by coconut oil consumption after 4th week. As I mentioned earlier, just 1% increase in coconut, good cholesterol, can translate into 3% reduction of heart attack. So 15, if you can increase 15% of your good cholesterol, that indicates that 45% risk of heart disease can be controlled. Daily consumption of virgin coconut oil increase high density lipoprotein cholesterol level in healthy volunteers. A randomized crossover. They found that high density HDL cholesterol was increased after consumption of virgin coconut oil. Now let me give you one 4-week protocol to remove the block from your heart. Definitely all of us will have some from the small to bigger size of the block. It's invariably everyone. It's something like consequence of modern food habit. From the small child to adult, definitely will be suffering from block, but we cannot spot it. So what is the solution? How to prevent? Definitely the number one natural remedy is fasting. First week, just go for water fasting. So this is the 4-week protocol I am sharing here. Bypass the bypass by natural remedies. The first and best remedy, fasting. First week, water fasting. Drink lots of water whenever hungry or thirsty. Water helps to flush out toxins and prevent the blood from thickening. Because I am acquainted with the hospital in Calicut, which is located very close to my hometown. I'm hails from a village from Calicut district of Kerala. And very close to my house, maybe 5 kilometers away from my house, I found a naturopathy hospital, which is operated by a non-qualified doctor. He does not know much information, medical science, but he knows only one. Whoever comes there, he will ask them to go for fasting for 1 month. 80% of patients are comprised of cardiac patients. The poor patients who cannot afford for bypass surgery ultimately come to his hospital. He will keep them for 4 weeks of strict diet, like 10 days of water fasting, followed by 10 days of juice fasting, then 10 days of juice therapy. When they go back and investigate further, even the cardiologists are astonished. They say that you don't no more have blocks, your block got 50% reduced. By observing the incredible healing progression of cardiac patient, 3 cardiologists from different hospitals from Calicut visited this doctor. He's an unqualified doctor, hospital, even underwent treatment. That's the power of fasting. It's a promise from my heart, that 1 month of fasting can stabilize your block, and there will be definitely 50% reduction of the block. Next, second week. First week is water fasting. Second week, you can choose following juices: beetroot juice, pomegranate juice, watermelon juice, herbal juice made from Punarnava, and Kuvalam, Agil Marmelos. Kuvalam, you can study what is Agil Marmelos. These are the very good juice therapy. You can drink as many glasses are possible. Second week. Third week, juices, soup, salads, and nuts. And salt should be restricted. Okay, salt 3 months, no salt consumption. Juice, soup, salads, nuts like 7 a.m. herbal juice, 8 a.m. fruits and nuts, 11 a.m. pomegranate juice, 1 p.m. bowl fruits and nuts, 4 p.m. watermelon juice, and supplements. I will explain you what are the supplements you require. Fourth week, again juice, soup, salads, nuts, butter, steamed vegetable, coconut, and steamed vegetable. So this is the fourth week diet. And supplements. Supplements like supplements of omega-3, lycopene, pomegranate extract, pre and probiotic. These are the four supplements invariably has to be consumed. Plus the first, second, and third week and fourth week of protocol. And one more important information I would like to share with all of you: even erectile dysfunction, the impaired erection, the ability to erect the penis is called as erectile dysfunction. Around 40% of males in adulthood suffer from erectile dysfunction. The root cause is nothing but same block found in your heart. That's what American scientist says. ED is equal to ED. Endothelial dysfunction is equal to erectile dysfunction. Endothelial dysfunction is nothing but damage to the blood vessels and accumulation of the block. ED is equal to ED. Same protocol can be completely resolve erectile dysfunction. Many families are in the verge of divorce because of erectile dysfunction. Even divorce can be prevented by following this diet. So bypass the bypass surgery by this 4-week protocol. So it should be completely grain-free diet, no grains, salt restriction. First week, again, let me show you once again. First week, water fasting. Second week, juice fasting. Third week, you can add fruits and salads, nuts, salads, and soup, juices with the supplement what I have mentioned. Fourth week, you can add butter, steamed vegetable, coconut, and steam. So first 3 weeks, it is almost a raw type of diet. The last week, 30% cooked food and 70% raw food. This is a protocol. Even if you can extend it into 3 months, definitely I can assure you from my heart that you can get complete control of your heart. Bypass cannot help you. That's what I placed the title: bypass the bypass by fasting and natural food. It is very expensive as well. Millions of Indians are pushed to bankruptcy today because of expensive treatment. And you see, once you undergo bypass surgery, you are not free from disease. Okay, it costs around 5 to 6 lakh rupees. Even in subsequent months, you are not from. You have to keep visit the doctors. You have to consume expensive medications. So just 3 months of willpower, discipline can transform your life. My final advice to everyone is that food is the most forgotten medicine. Food is the most forgotten medicines. Even we can boost our Indian economy. Currently, Indian economy is about 3 trillion. If all Indians follow a right food, if we are get educated about food habits, if we can erase our illiteracy regarding food habits, maybe India can even conquer the world. Our economy can boost over 3 to 4-fold. Because the main income of the middle class families are diverted to purchase expensive medications and medicines. So it is a responsibility of every Indians to educate their friends and relatives regarding right food habits. Though most of the Indians are in higher positions, educated, most of Indians are illiterate about right food habits. That's why today we are capital of PhD holders. Pressure, heart disease, and diabetes. Hippocrates taught very long ago, food shall be your medicine and medicine shall be your food. Thanks for watching this video.